Hey guys, this is Cal Jordy, founder of Fearless Transformation. Today I'm talking to you about a model that I was able to build on from different other models that's used specifically disc profile. And I was able to use it in different ways and bring in different distinctions into it. And I'm going to present to you the model that really made a lot of difference to me, and I hope that it will make a lot of difference to you. And it's been making a lot of difference with people that have been doing seminars too all over the country, doing seminars around business, communication, leadership, and personal development. So the model is called SCAR, S-C-A-R, SCAR. And that's one way that I could remember it, because now it made a scar in my brain that I can never forget that model. And so what is the purpose of this model? This model is to help you be able to do a few things. Build rapport with people, be able to persuade and influence, and motivate people. Okay, so those are the three things that be able to deliver to you. And so you can use it with people that you just barely met, prospects that you want to get them involved in your product or service, or maybe a person that's standing in a coffee shop and wanted to ask them out on a date, or it could be your children to have them to do their chores, or it could be a spouse, or could be a co-worker, or even a boss. Okay, so persuasion is the number one tool that you could use as a leader. Leaders are persuaders. So if you're a business owner, if you are a manager, if you are a parent, we are leaders whether we like it or not. We are being the change that we want to see in the world, as Mahatma Gandhi said, and we're leading by example. So in order for us to be able to help people to become the person or the leader that they want to be, it's important for us to be able to have the skill of persuasion. So I know people who have the skills, who have the knowledge, and who have a lot of value to offer other people. However, they don't have the skills to persuade people, and as a result, they fall behind, and other people do not listen to them as mentors, coaches, or motivators. On the other hand, I know some people who they may not know everything about anything in that specific department. And they don't need to, because they have the skills to build rapport and persuade people to take action and find information for them to grow and develop. So persuasion is very, very important. It's a key in helping others to motivate others. All right. So what is that model? That model is consisted of, first you want to ask yourself 4 questions. Okay, when you meet people, when you interact with people. So what are the 4 questions? The questions are: is that person direct in their communication, or is that person indirect in their communication? Okay, so do they tell you how it is, or they go and beat around the bush? Do they have no problem just being outgoing, extroverted, maybe loud, or they're more like introverted, shy, and more like on the passive, polite side? Okay. The second question you want to ask yourself: is that person you're talking to, or you're meeting, or you want to get involved in your product and service, for example, are they task oriented, or are they people oriented? Okay. So how would you know that? Is if somebody's task oriented, it's all about getting things done, getting things done, getting things done, getting things done. Okay. Whereas people person, they want to have this little chit chat with you. Hi, how are you? How's it going? Okay. That having that build the people relationship, that's going to be listened to in the language. Okay. So those are the 2 questions you want to ask. Are they direct or indirect, or they are task oriented or people oriented? Those are the 2 frameworks that you want to ask yourself, and then based on that, you'll be able to tell if are they a C, are they S, are they a C, are they an A, or are they an R. So let's go and talk about each one of them and what does that mean to you. Okay. So first question you ask yourself, are they direct in their communication? If the answer is yes, they're direct, they're straightforward, they have no problem telling me how it is, great. So you know that they belong on this side of the chart. Okay? And the second question you want to ask yourself is, are they people, or are they more getting things done people? Okay? So if the answer is people, then you know that now they are an S. So what does S stand for? S stands for a socializer. Okay? So that person is a socializer. So who are the socializers? Socializers are the innovators. So if you are working at a company, for example, these are the people who come up with new ideas. For your children, for example, they come up with ideas that's outside the box. Okay, person that you know and you met, that you come up with something that innovative. It's all about innovation. They strive of challenge. They like to be challenged. They don't like to be confirming. They don't like to conform to the norms, to the rules, to the regulations, because that kills their spirit. They want to think outside the box. They're visionaries, and they can be a little bit scattered because one idea coming in, one idea coming out. So as a result, as a downfall of that they may tend to not follow through. So they come up with brilliant ideas and they tend to not follow through. Who would be an example of that? Maybe entrepreneurs, some type of entrepreneurs. They go into maybe the MLM or network marketing, and then they go and meet people. They're great, they're charismatic, they're great salespeople, and yet when it comes to follow through, they may have a problem following through if they're not conscious about it. Okay, so socializers are charismatic. They makes great salespeople. They're great influencers. They make great project managers. If you're working at a company, they can get people to get together, and they would be able to connect with each type of person, no problem. Okay, those are the socializers, and they have a really good tendency to figure out what's missing as far as people who being isolated. They know how to get them all together and be on the same page. Okay, those are the socializers. What is their biggest fears? The socializers' biggest fears are to be ignored. Okay, socializers love to be under the spotlight. They love to be recognized. They like to take credit for it as well. Okay, so one of their biggest fears is social rejection. The biggest fear is social rejection and doing the wrong thing for other people, because their reputation, their credibility counts a lot for them, because they're people, they're outgoing, so they want to make sure that they can preserve that at all times. So as a result, they are their biggest fear is social rejection, and as a result, if they get rejected socially, then they tend to have a couple of different personalities. One of them would be a grenade, meaning they could just like explode their emotions. They have no control on their emotions. They'll be all over the place. They'll be upset. They'll be talking, and they'll be yelling and screaming. They will lose control on their emotions. Okay? So one thing you can do when this happens, if this happens, is save them face. Tell them, look, it looks like, I like your idea. I'm not, negating this idea, because socializers, when someone brings their idea down, or they ignore their idea, or they tell them, no, that doesn't work, or things like that, they do not like negative people. They expect you to smile back when they smile. They expect you to talk back when they talk. Okay, so when you don't do that, they take it sometimes personal. So when this happens, let's say if you're sharing with them an idea, and you're sharing with you an idea, and you tell them, that's just this, there's some concerns around it, and that person just like goes into a grenade mode. You can tell them, I like your idea. Let's just see how can we make it work, or let's discuss about the details. Okay, and if their emotions are still outbursts, you want to calm them down, because you want to save them face, and they will thank you for it. Okay. Another mode that they can fall to when they're under pressure would be a mode of snipers. They can become snipers. Well, how will the sniper do? They will shoot you from far in distance. They will make comments so they can put you down on your knees, okay, and they'll be laughing about it. They're very witty, so you don't want to fight their battle, and it's important to point it out right away. So if you are presenting in front of a group, or in a social setting, and you're having people around you, you're out in dinner, or you are just having a drink with few people, and there's a sniper right there because you've been ignoring all night, they're gonna just make comments, And when they comment, it's like, huh, what is that all about? Is anything that we need to clear up? Are you okay? Is everything okay? Just, bring it up, because if you don't bring it up, now they will take it as a sign of weakness and they will keep sniping you over and over. Okay? So those are the socializers. The second one we're going to talk about would be the C. Who are the C's? C's are the commanders. They're the commanders in chief. That's right. Their motto is, just get down to business. Get down to business. I got no time to, ask you about your weekend. Don't ask me about my weekend. I could care less. Okay, let's get things done. The bottom line, that's it for them. It's just bottom line. They like to communicate through bullet points. When they call you, they just get down to business. They don't even say hi and hello. All right? So don't take it personal. They're type of the C, they're commanders. It happens that my sister tend to be a commander. So I used to take it personal in the beginning, but now I got this model. I was like, okay. So she sent me an email just right away asking for something. And I was like, what happened to the hi, hello, right? So, I don't take it personal anymore. The commanders, they get things done. It's all about the bottom line. They're very task-oriented. They are goal-oriented. It's all about getting things done. They juggle projects left and right as long as you don't waste their time. Okay, so this is very important for them. Don't waste their time. Get in, get out, get down to business. They are very decisive. They're risk takers and they're very decisive. They can make a decision. Someone has to make a decision, and you can always count on the C's to make a decision. It may not be the right decision, but somebody has to make a decision, and the commander for sure can make a decision. Okay, what could be a downfall of the commander? They're very structured and all that, but what could be a downfall would be something like they could work on some of their communication skills. They can come across as harsh, they can come across as abrupt, and impatient. So that would turn some people off, and guess who would turn that off? That would turn the people right here, the S and the R, which I'm going to be talking about the R in a little bit. So it will turn them off. So C's can work on some of their listening skills, some of the patient and listening skills, maybe repeating back what the other person has said, so they can now build that rapport versus having, okay, I need this project done by this time, and now I'll see you later. You need that, build that relationship, the communication skills for the C. It will take them very, very, very far. All right? Under stress, or what's the biggest fears? The biggest fears for the C would be losing control. Losing control and not being in charge. Losing control, not being in charge. So for them, they want to be in control. It's very important to be in control. They're very dominating. And if they lose control or they feel a threat that they are about to lose control, their behavior, their negative behavior that will show up, we will call them, would be a bully. They become like a bully. They start, yelling at you. They tell you, get out of here. I'll do it my way. I don't care. They become a bully. They start bullying you. Or they become a tank. A tank, they will just ignore you and just go straight to the target, and they'll run over anybody that comes their way. Okay? So those are the C's. Under stress, we talked about how would they become under stress? When they lose control. Okay? And when they lose control, they become either bullies or they become tanks. Moving on. A stands for the analyzers. So who are the analyzers? So the question is, so they're task-oriented and they're indirect in their communication. So this is the most introverted out of all of these 4 personality types. And who are the analyzers? The analyzers are analyzers. It's all about the numbers. It's all about the statistics. Okay, I could care less how you feel about it. And I don't care about how excited you are about this thing that you're talking about. Facts talk. Numbers, statistics. That's all what I care about. They tend to be very monotone, and they feel like they're like an iceberg, that nothing shakes them, nothing moves them. They make great problem solvers. They nitpick the problem all the way to the bottom, and for them it's never enough research, it's never enough numbers. As a result, as a downfall of that, they could have a hard time to make a decision. They can tend to be a little bit indecisive because of that. So another thing about the A's would be that their biggest fears is to be wrong. You can always take the A's and you can take what they say and run away with it, because they do a lot of research on when they talk, and they want to be very thorough. It's very thorough in everything that they talk about. So with the A, you need to make sure that if you are motivating, you are influencing an A, that you need to have your facts straight when you talk to an A. Estimation doesn't work with an A. Oh, it's around 80%. No, it's 82.5%. That's what they would correct you and say, okay? They will test you if you are trying to persuade them to get involved in your product or service. They will test you. They will ask you questions they may know the answer of. They just want to see what do you know, okay? What do you know? So make sure that you have your facts together, and make sure that you have it now. Like having that, oh, I'll get back to you, it doesn't work so much with them. They're the most difficult out of the 4 personality type to persuade to get involved in your product or service if you're selling something. However, the great project the problem solvers, great problem solvers. As a result, remember, they have hard time to make a decision because it's never enough research. So you want to help them make a decision. You want to give them options. Tell them, look, give me a few options, whatever you think, and I'll pick something from them. Okay? So give me 2 or 3 possible solutions. I'll pick one of them. If you are a manager or a supervisor, or even if you're a parent, what do you think I should do? Well, tell me, what do you think I should do? And let them come up with just ideas and help them make a decision that way. That would work best with the analyzer. What would stress them? What stress them? The biggest fear of being wrong. So what you want to do is you want to save them face. Okay, you want to save them face. If they make a mistake, save them face. Don't point it out like, oh, that is wrong. Just in a finesse, an indirect way, try help them to come up with a right answer. Send them maybe an article. Take them out to lunch or entertain them. Doesn't work so much with the A's. What works best with the A's is maybe provide them with an interesting fact or an interesting idea. Okay, that would build rapport with the A. Okay, socializing, telling them a joke doesn't work as much as work with the S. See, the S and the A are the completely opposite personality. They're the opposite on that grid. With the S, you can make jokes, and it's important to build that rapport in the beginning. With the A's, it doesn't work that way. You want to share more like facts and statistics and all that. All right. So let's move on. When under stress, the negative behavior when they're under stress, they will become more like negative people. So they will be more like the naysayers, we call them. No, that doesn't work. Now we tried that. What's the point? Things like that. Okay. So when they go into that mode, it's important for you that you help them come up with their own solutions. Don't offer them solutions, because when they offer them solutions, they will for sure, tell you that doesn't work, or we tried that before. So don't offer them solution, and don't acknowledge that they're right. So when they go into negative mode, don't say, yeah, you're right. You got a point there, because when you say you're right, automatically now it's your problem. It's not their problem anymore. So acknowledge what they said, repeat back what they said, and offer them a way for them to come up with their own solutions. It's very important for them to come up with their own solutions if you want to help them if you're going to get things done. All right? If you want to persuade them and get things done. Moving on to the R's. Okay, the R's. R stands for relators. So who are the relators? Relators are the personality type that is all about the team. It's not about you, it's not about me, it's about we. Okay, those are the relators. The others are the loyal. They're very loyal to their friends, their family, the company they work for. They're very loyal. And the R's also, they ooze empathy. The people love talk to the relators. The relators are, they may have few friends, but they're very, very close friends, because they are people. They're indirect in their communication, which means that they say yes when they really mean to say no, and because they're very polite. For them, they want to seek people's approval. It's important to have people's approval. It's important for them to be part of a team. So they're the cheerleaders, if you may say. Okay, why don't we all of us get along? That's important for them. Why don't all of us get along? And they're very reliable people as well. Very reliable. They're there for you when you need them. And it's important to build that rapport and ask them how you're doing and how you're feeling, and just have this little chit chat with them and build that relationship. That's why they're called relative, because the relationship is very important for them. Okay. As a limitation, it could be for the relator that because they can take things personal. Okay, so they're very sensitive, take things personal, and as a result, they become unproductive, or you have to, you know, watch out for their feelings. Okay, but overall, they're the most, you know, people love the relators are the most because they're so much easier to get along with for the long term. Okay. As far as what would stress them is conflict, and you know, when they are being pushed, when being pushed around. That's one of their biggest pet peeves. So when if they go into that mode, they can just shut down, just shut down. They'll give you the silent treatment. They will give you a one-word answer. You know, you do them wrong the first time, great, first time, okay, third time, they won't talk to you anymore. It's done, okay? So with the writers, you know, just it's important for them, the relationship, respect, and appreciation. Appreciation is huge for the relator. You want to appreciate them when you're communicating with the relators. You want to get them involved in your part of your service. You want to ask them out for a date. You want to have them to do your chores. It's important to appreciate them first versus having to tell them what to do and get straight to the point. All right. So those are the 4 personality types. Remember, you know, this is being built on the disc profile, and it's been modified from many different you know, avenues. And I hope it serves you. And remember, you know, the point of this is, you know, help people by treating them how they like to be treated, not how you like to be treated. So that's the whole point of it. Treat people how they like to be treated, not how you like to be treated. I hope that brings value to you. And this is Cal Dirty with Fearless Transformation, and I'll see you in the next module. Cheers.